Okay, hopefully you guys can see this and it's in focus. I'm going to go over one more time how to adjust the who, what, why, and where of the clutch master cylinder, I believe, if that's what it's called, your clutch pedal, and this switch right here, because they're all interconnected. Each one affects the other. Okay, again, to adjust the shaft, to be able to adjust it, you first have to loosen the nut that's right back here. You might have to hold on to the shaft because the shaft is free flowing. Hold on to the shaft with one hand, and then the other use your wrench to loosen the nut. I think I'm almost positive that it's clockwise. You got to turn clockwise to loosen it, and that gives you leeway to adjust the shaft either forward towards us or towards the firewall. Clockwise, turning the shaft clockwise extends the shaft towards us. Counterclockwise, it detracts the shaft, and it starts to go towards the firewall. That's how you do that. And for me personally, this shaft is almost completely extended, and that for me personally, at least in this situation, that was the perfect spot for this is where we get into the pedal itself. If you see the pedal right now, it's in its resting position. It's not being used at all, and it's pressed. This flat end of the pedal is pressed against this switch right here, and that's what you want. Right now the switch is in the off position. When you press on the pedal, it releases the switch, and that's what actually allows you to go into gear. So you have to have, in its resting position, you have to have your shaft, your slave cylinder shaft, extended enough that your clutch pedal at its resting position is pressing against the switch. Otherwise, you won't be able to go into gear, because if the shaft is too far towards the firewall, your pedal will also be too far towards the firewall, and it won't be engaging the switch. I know it's a little bit confusing. So right now, technically, the switch is off, even though it's being pressed. It's off. When we step on the clutch releases the switch, and it actually is in the on position. It's kind of weird, but it's the same thing for the brakes. But again, you can physically turn, once you loosen this nut, you can physically turn the shaft clockwise or counterclockwise as you need, or as you see fit with your hand. It should be, because again, this is free flowing. So if your shaft, look at your pedal and see where it's at. If it's not pressing against the switch, if it's not engaged, then that means your shaft is, again, too far towards the firewall, and you'll have to start turning it by hand, turning it until the forks that are connected to the shaft itself, they'll start applying pressure to the pedal, and they'll start raising it until the pedal touches this switch. Hopefully that makes sense, because being upside down and having my arm in this position is kicking my ass. So if you need more details, or explain it in a different way, don't hesitate to ask, and I'll try and help with that. But hopefully this makes sense. Oh, motherfucker, I'm fucked. Sorry for the language, but anyway, we'll see you.